Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. SOS here, and we are back with our playthrough of No Man's Sky. We are on episode number 17. We've accomplished a lot through this series, and I'm going to give you a quick update into what we've done between episodes. Really brief. The solar, okay, that's completely upgraded to Class S. And if you remember from last time, that required a lot of nanites to do. It took 50,000 nanites to go from A to S. Of course, we took this all the way from a Class C. I just like the look of this one better than the one I had before. And I've got all the upgrades ready to go for it. Launch thrusters, hyperdrive, pulse engines, you name it. We've got upgrades. So I'll be rocking this ship for a bit. I like the look of it. And the shuttle I haven't touched. I've left... Oh, I shouldn't say that. I've upgraded the storage and technology slots with storage augmentations, but I haven't installed any of the upgrades to it yet. And that will become... The reason why will become clear next episode. Now, I know I promised last time that we were going to complete the main story mission, but we're not. This episode, we're going to dedicate to something that is long overdue, and I feel would be a huge resource if anybody's watching this and following along in their own No Man's Sky worlds. And today we're going to tackle how to get units and how to get nanites. And this units method is kind of like a mid-game method, although certainly you can do it early game. Nanites, this is like anytime, mid-game, early game, late game. This is the best way of getting nanites. So we're going to talk about both, but I just want to get the updates out of the way first and foremost. And again, we'll tackle the rest of the story mission next episode, but this is important. And for those of you watching, like, how does he have so many nanites and still is able to upgrade his starship to Class S from a Class C? That doesn't make any sense. Well, you're going to figure it out today, okay? Obviously, I have almost 1 billion units and a whole ton of nanites, but you can start this even with a 10 million, 20 million units, okay? And we're gonna talk about it right now, and we're gonna do some tests to validate my methods here, okay? Anyway, first and foremost, let's talk about units. All right, so in previous episodes, especially first starting out, if you've watched this series, and you should, because it's fantastic quality, I bet. Early on, I was getting a lot of these. Do I have any in here? Yeah, emergency cartographic data, this right here. So I would plot the route and keep plotting it in the same system until I found distress signals. And I would go to the distress signals, and they're usually crashed starships. I would just repair the launch thrusters or pulse engines, whatever, to take off. And then I'd scrap it at the space station. And that got me usually like 4 or 5 million units and maybe 500, 600 nanites, depending on the class of the ship. So that's one way to do it early game. And that's what you're going to want to do to get to about the $10, $20 million range. Okay, so about 20 million units is what you want to start this method. So go back to my previous episodes. I talk about that a lot. Find yourself a space station, a star system that sells, the cartographer sells those emergency cartographic data for nanites. It's 15 nanites per, and you can buy as many as you want. So that's a sweet deal. I still have like 11 of these, but I haven't used them in a while because I've got better methods, which I'm going to show you today. So step one, get yourself approximately 20 million units. Maybe 30, but 20, 30 should be good enough, and that is plenty, trust me. So the way we're going to do this, mid-game to kind of late game, there's better methods of getting units, and I'll briefly touch on those, but this is going to do for most of you for most of your playthrough, and this is the trade routes, economic trade routes. I'm going to flash something up on the screen right now. This is called a trading chart thanks to Bacony Infusion. Shout out to Bacony Infusion. What a cool name. But anyway, this demonstrates how the economic market works in No Man's Sky. So you've probably noticed there's 7 different types of economies, and they each have their own unique symbol, and the words in each of the circles are used to describe each of the economies, and they could be different. So this clock one up at the top, it might say mercantile, it might say trading, you know, shipping, commercial, whatever. It is that type of economy. It's the same type with the same symbol. All of those words describe it. It's the same for all of these. This image, by the way, again, Bacony Infusion gave us this image. I added just the symbols so that it's easier to identify those systems. And I will refer to that as we go through with our episode. But I'm leaving it on this page for a little while on purpose. Take a screenshot, pause the video, whatever you need to do, so you have this, okay? But what we're going to be doing... Oh, let me flash that one more time, because you'll see that they work in conjunction together, okay? So on the top right portion is a loop of 3 different economies, okay? So let's say you start at the clock one, which is the mercantile, you know, economy, whatever. You buy all of their trade goods. Then you go to the DNA looking, the DNA looking symbol economy. You sell them. You sell all the trade goods that you bought at the first one into this DNA one, and then buy their goods. Move to the beaker looking one for scientific. Sell all those trade goods and buy what they have, and you just do this loop, okay? And don't worry, we're going to demonstrate this and set up our own system here in this episode, but that's how it works. So there's 3 systems that work together like that, and then the other 4 economies kind of work in their own loop on the bottom left. From the power supply to the mining to the cog there, and then to the advanced technology one, and you just complete that loop, okay? All right, let's put that away. Now, I've already set up, there's 2 basic ways to do this. One is visit a 3-star economy. Again, we've talked about 3-star economies before, but if you use your economy scanner on your starship or your interstellar scanner on your freighter, which I'll bring up right now, and you hover over a star, it'll tell you the type of economy, which is the symbol in the middle, and to the left you see the prosperity of the economy, okay? So we're looking for 3-star. That's where we're going to get the most bang for our buck, okay? So you can see the different types of economies, different star level. And if you're looking at your discoveries, they might have different descriptions of the economy, okay? Here's an example, all right? So we know this is power generation, but it'll tell you that, and it'll tell you the level of that economy in a code word, okay? I'm going to flash up this graphic again. On the left, in the black area, are the different code words for the different economy levels, okay? The top list is 1-star economies. The middle is 2-star economies, and the bottom is 3. So mine says flourishing right here. You can see on that 3rd list, that's a 3-star economy. So that's where we're going to focus. And there's 2 ways to set this up. Now you can set up a base at each location. Let me show you how I've done that. All right, so you can see these numbers here. So I set up a base in a 3-star system in each of the 4 economies on the bottom left of that graphic, which form a loop. So in my case, I'll go to 4.1, buy up all the trade goods, then teleport to 4.2 and sell, and then buy all their trade goods. Then go to 4.3 and 4.4, etc. Doing the same process. That's one way to do it. Set up a base and set up set up a galactic trade terminal in your base at each one. You get better resale value, better markup, I guess, when you sell at a base galactic terminal versus the space station. So I've set that up already. But the other way to do it is just to go to the space stations and sell to people docking at the space station directly. The reason you don't want to sell to the galactic terminal at the space station is that you will crash the economy. If you sell, there's a game mechanic where if you sell a bunch of items to one space station, you crash that market value for that item. If you sell it to the merchants that dock at the space station, there's no such market crash. So we want to avoid that if possible, because we want to repeat this process more than once and not have to wait. It takes a long time for the economy to recover. So we've set up the bottom left of that graphic, these 4 bases to complete that loop. What we're going to do is we're going to set up right now the other method with the 3 different economies, and we're going to do it by finding new systems and renaming them. So first, what we want to do is we want to find either a mercantile, trading, shipping, whatever. And we're going to shoot for 3-star economies. So let me just go to my warp drive here. And when you're in this view, I like to push B or whatever button to go into free explore. Okay, so you can move around freely. And then one tip is the up and down arrows, or at the top right you see filter. Set that to economy. And then we're looking for what we just found is a good one. This scientific one, the beaker. Okay. We know that those are going to show up in this pale blue. Okay. Like if I go to all these pale blue ones, they're going to be these beakers. But we need to find a 3-star. So, and one that we haven't visited before. So we're just going to look at all these pale blue ones. Oh, that one was purple. Okay. Good to know. Pale blue, that's purple. It's like a bright blue, so that's not going to work. Not a lot. Okay, this pale blue. It helps to have a lot of range on your hyperdrive, but it's not impossible if you don't. Just takes a little bit more thorough searching. I'm skipping a bunch that I could be checking. Pale blue, pale blue. Here's one. Just looking for a 3-star pale blue. The nice thing about this method too, and I'll show you how later on, but it is expandable. Like I don't have to have only 3 systems that I can do this method. I could have, oh, here we go. Right there. That's the one. All right, so we're gonna warp here. We've never visited it. And our fingers crossed, it's never been visited by anybody. First contact. Good sign. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit this planetary probe. You don't have to do this step, but this is so that nobody else can claim my discovery. And this system I'm going to rename 3.1.1. I'm going to call it trade route so it's easy to identify. But what the numbers mean, 3 is that it's the 3 system loop, not the 4 system loop. So I know how many times to warp, right? 1, the middle 1 is the first stop in this route. Okay, so the next one's going to be 3.2, and then 3.3, and then back to 3.1. And then the last 0.1 is this is the first of these systems. So if I want to expand it and find another scientific 3-star economy that's never been visited, I would rename it 3.1.2 trade route because it would be number 1 in the loop in the first. Yeah. So I hope you understand what I'm saying there. But yeah, I'll go ahead and name it that. Then I'll upload the rest of the discovery. I don't care. We get some nanites off of that. That's great. So from your freighter, you can even just do the initial piece, which is buying all of the trade goods. Now, you've probably seen this at the space station galactic terminal, and you get better deals, by the way, buying on your freighter than you do at the actual space station. So, you know, this is a good way to do it. We might as well just buy it right here. Anything that says local trade goods here, there's 5 in this case, are exactly what it says. The local trade goods, the goods that you can buy at a discount from the economy that you're in, with the objective that we're going to sell it, okay, to an economy later on. So here we're going to make a quick note. We have 939, 954, 353. Okay, that's our unit count right now. So we're going to buy all these things. Actually, I wish I put those in my starship, but I'll move those in a minute. Okay, and now we're at... I'm just running some stuff on my calculator. This is going to help us kind of validate what I'm trying to talk about. So now we're at 931,870,937. So we spent 8,083,416. Oops, I tried to copy that from my calculator. I guess it doesn't work that way. That's okay. 8083416. Okay, so that's how much we spent. That's our initial investment. All right. I'm gonna quickly move those things over to my starship so it's easy to sell them later. Anything I'm selling, I like to move to my starship. It's easier that way. Cool. Alright, so in our graphic, and I'll just for the sake of ease and benefit of my viewers, the next one we're going to is the clock at the top there, mercantile, right? We just did the beaker one, so we got to go to a mercantile one. Alright, so that's what we're going to look for. Go back to my warp drive. Okay, we're going to put our economy filter back on. And we're looking for... Oh my gosh, did I just find another... right next... Oh my goodness. Okay, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for clock. I don't even know what color that's going to be. Yellow, maybe? Finding one. Oh, there we go. So it's going to be green. Don't want a pirate system, necessarily. I mean, it might work with pirate systems. I really don't know. You're free to test that out. I just stick with the 3-star systems. Ah, there's one. I believe if you sell to your freighter, let's just make sure this says first contact. Yep, perfect. If you sell to your freighter, you could also still crash the economy. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to do the planetary probe real quick. Beautiful. I'm going to rename the system 3.2.1 because this is the 3 system loop. That's the first number. This is the second stop in that loop, hence the second number. And this is the first iteration of this economy for these loops, hence the third number. There we go. Load the rest of the discoveries. Again, you don't even have to do the planetary probe. You can just, once you enter the system, if you're just using your starship, then you can rename the system and not even worry about the rest of the planets. We're gonna fly our nice little solar ship. I love this, by the way. This is the first look at it actually flying since I bought it. Got the nice pale blue sails. I love it. So we're gonna hit this space station. Whoa. Overshot that by a lot. And so we're going to sell the trade goods to a to somebody that docks at this station, because we should get the same profit margin as if we were to sell it at the space station. We just won't crash the market. And I'll show you that profit margin too over here. So see, everything that we bought we can sell at a greater percentage. So I'm not going to sell them here. Again, don't want to crash the economy. But we'll wait for somebody to dock. The merchants that dock here won't sell you the trade goods, but they will buy them. So here's something I want to point out while we're waiting. Is it doesn't actually show it here, does it? So there's a percentage markup. There's a percentage difference between what they buy trade goods for and what they sell for, which is visible. I think, I'm not sure where it's visible, and I'll find it and we'll look at it in a minute. But you can maximize that difference too, up to I think 80% one way and then maybe 30 or 20% the other way. I'm not sure what the max values are there, but let's go ahead and sell our goods to this fine person. See, we still get the markup, in fact more so, but we won't crash the economy for selling all these. So we'll go ahead and sell. Beautiful. And then we'll go to the actual. Actually, we'll head back to our freighter. When you do this run, it'd be faster just to use the space station to buy the trade goods, but yeah, I think you get a better deal at your freighter. I don't. If you're doing the run quickly for nanites, for units, it's probably not worth going all the way back to your freighter just to get a slightly better deal, especially if you have maybe 4 or 5 different systems that you can loop. But I'm just demonstrating the one system, so I don't want to maximize my profits if I can. So I'm going to buy all the trade goods from this system, and then we'll warp to a new one. Alright, put them in the starship. All the local trade goods. Okay. And then what we're looking for now, and I'm going to flash that graphic one more time. We just visited this clock economy. We need a DNA. Double helix structure there. That's the economy we need now. 3-star, of course. And preferably one that's not been visited. Alright, so economy filter, and what color would this be? Purple? No? Maybe. Oh, I just saw one right there. That is, okay, yep, purple is what we need. Purple, 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 purple. Preferably 3-star. Where are you? Come on, is that it right there? No. Finding a lot more 3-star of the other ones that we don't need just yet. like I said before, having a lot of hyperdrive range is going to make a big difference here. Ah, here we go. First contact, that's what you like to see. And it's not hard to find star systems that no one's ever been to. Really, it's not. So we're gonna rename this 3.3.1. Again, first number, it's a 3 economy loop. Second number, it's the third stop. And the third number is the first iteration of this loop. So, I mean, you can use just one to get lots of quick money. You'll see in a minute how much money we net off of doing this, just one route that we've done. All right, we'll hop in the ship and head over to the space station. Where's my ship? Why's the space station so far away? Usually when you warp into a new system, you're pretty close to the space station. Alright, now we're just waiting for someone to dock. And we'll sell our trade goods. And like you saw, it only took us to start this loop 8 million, right? I mean, I've seen the starting the loop to be anywhere from like 10 to 12 million. This 8 million was actually very reasonable. And you can also do this process by visiting... Ooh, that's a nice fighter right there. By visiting trading posts on the planet's surface, you'll also get pretty good rates there, but I don't think they're better than what you get from these merchants. So I usually just wait for someone to show up. Alright, sell. Perfect. Oh yeah, we're gonna hit our ship and hit the freighter and buy this system's goods. Why I didn't just teleport to my freighter, I do not know. I guess I just wanted to see my solar ship mid-flight. It's beautiful. I do like how they fold up too. The only thing I wonder is does it take longer for these to dock than other ships because of the animation of, you know, closing all the wings up and everything? I do not know. Alright, we're gonna buy all these trade goods into our starship.
Product received. Product received.
Oops, yeah.
Product received.
Okay. And then we're gonna warp. And now that we have the 3 places set up, it's easy to identify where we need to warp to, right? We need the 3.1.1 system. Where'd that go? Where'd it go? Definitely named it, didn't I? I definitely did. Oh, I'm confused. Hold on, hold on. It should be a... Yeah, 3.1.1. It should be a beaker system, right? Must be this one. Now that's just comfortable. Well, something didn't save appropriately. So what I'm gonna do real quick, and there's no reason why this shouldn't have worked. I'm just gonna warp to this one here to demonstrate. Even though we definitely did make a 3.1.1, you saw me do it, but maybe it will show up now, I don't know. I don't know how these things work sometimes. But this is the same thing, right? This is a 3-star beaker type system. All I have to do is wait for someone to show up, and I'll sell all the trade goods, and then we'll take stock of where we are in terms of money gain. Just waiting for someone to show up. Actually, let's head to the teleporter and see if that 3.1.1 system shows up now. I don't know why it wouldn't. That's so weird. I definitely did set that up. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. Alright. Whatever. I'll just find another one. It's not a big deal. Maybe I didn't. Our offer to trade, sell. Okay. So now we are at 956336660. Which, from that quick run of just 3 space stations, and I mean, most of it was setting it up. If you were just doing the circle, especially with just 3, you could probably do it in like 3 or 4 minutes tops. Doesn't take long. I'm just doing the quick calculation. 336. I made 16,382,307 with that quick loop. So, not too shabby for $16 million. But you can even, you can even just have this graphic up that I showed you. Boom, there it is again. I'm going to show it so many times. You could just have this up and buy everything in the system that you're in, figure out which system you have to go to, and just work the loop from systems you've already visited. You don't have to do all the extra setup that I did. I'll show you real quick the other loop that I had set up, which is the 4-stop route. And we'll just run that really quick. So let's hop over here. I'm going to set up a timer or a stopwatch and just time this loop and see what we make. Alright, this is stop number 1. And now you see I've made a base here with a galactic trade terminal. All I have to do, quickly access this. And then buy all the trade goods. I visited this already today in researching this. So it takes a while to reset the stock, notice. So maybe we won't demonstrate this today. But we can do a little bit anyway.
Product received. Product received. Product received.
You just buy all those, hit the terminus, and go to 4.2. And you can name these the same too if you want like extra bases for the 4.1 stop if you find the same type of economy. But I remember I have the stopwatch running, so I don't want to slow down too much. And as far as like the way I envisioned this too is each day, like at the start of your session, you run one of the loops, either the 3 loop or the 4 loop. Just run one, get you your 20 million or whatever from the loop. So here, it doesn't matter if I crash the economy because not too much of a profit there. Probably because I've already done this today, so it's not going to be a great example, but yeah, see a lot of the goods I can't buy. But even this, I should get a decent chunk. Alright, 4.3. This happens to be, this one is also the S-Class derelict system that I was using to get the S-Class derelict freighter upgrades. So I just renamed it. But it's a perfect system for this exercise. Yeah, so ideally, your first, start of your play session, you would run one of those loops, get your 20 million, continue with your day, and then the next play session, you run the other loop, and that gives plenty of time in between play sessions to restock, reset markets, that kind of stuff. Is that it? Just those 3? Okay. Alright, and then we'll go to our next one, 4.4. There it is. And I'm only at 3 minutes right now on my stopwatch. Like, it literally takes no time at all. And again, you can set up 5 bases for each different type of economy on the stop. So you could have 4.1.1, 4.1.2, 4.1.3, and hit all those up. Then go to 4.2, sell, buy, 4.2.2, sell, buy, etc. You can add. This is infinitely expandable. And you don't even need to be the first to discover the system when you're doing the base method that I'm doing. I prefer the space station warp method, but whatever. Oops. Sell these. Sell these. And these. This is the kind of inventory for a fresh system. So this will work nicely. I'll go to 4.1 again and sell these, and at least we'll get a decent return. If you spend an hour warping to these different systems within your loop, even just from space stations you visited up into this point, I mean, easily 100 million, maybe more. I'm not about to run that test. That would take some time. I'm not going to spend an hour doing that, because I just don't need the money at this point. I've done this enough times. Alright, we're just going to sell. Okay, so even just from that run, I'm at 966. which is almost 10 million units. And it's not really a fair comparison because most of those stops I had already visited today, so they didn't have much supply. So the price differences weren't that great. But from just those two, and again, that took, I'm looking at my stopwatch, 5 minutes between the first stop and the last stop for 10 million units. You know, no other cost to me except warping from different places. The first loop got me 20 million. Just about. So, you know, easily under ideal circumstances, or if you have multiple systems in each stop that you stop at, you can be in the, you know, 100 million range easy. So that's going to be your mid-game unit farming method. I'm just going to warp back to my freighter here at this point. If you're super late game, I'm going to introduce a concept, but I'm not going to flesh it out. So I encourage you to do research on either the No Man's Sky, the game subreddit on Reddit. That's a fantastic resource. Or just do some Googling. But super late game, what most people do is craft. Let's see, what are they specifically? Maybe look at it. No, it's the fusion accelerants, or I don't know, it's one of these advanced. So if you look at these advanced materials that you can craft, yeah, fusion accelerant I think is definitely one of them. It takes portable reactor and a quantum processor. Each of those takes a circuit board, superconductor, and superconductors themselves are worth a couple million. See, that quantum processor is worth 4.4 million. The fusion igniter is worth 15.6 million. So what a lot of people do late game is set up farms to farm the base resources needed to craft all of these very advanced materials. I'm trying to see one that's very expensive. I think that's the fusion igniter is definitely the big one. Portable reactor is also worth 4.2 million. So if you craft these very advanced materials, you can sell them for a lot of money. So people will set up very big farms. And again, I encourage you to Google that if you want to set that up. It takes a big time investment and a lot of materials to get that going. And you have to find the right planets and conditions in order to farm those materials passively. So it's definitely a late game exercise. And who knows, maybe later on in this series we'll set up a farm like that. Might be fun. But the method I just outlined for you should be enough to get you going for the most part. And that's, hey, I've already got 966 million units. I don't think I'm ever going to run out of units, and this is the only way I've gotten them, is scrapping ships until I got about, like, I don't know, 100 million or so, and then the rest came from this trade method. So that's unit farming. But how about these pesky nanites, right? How do you get those? Like, units might be easy. Maybe you have your own method of getting units, but nanites might be more tricky. So I'll do the same thing I did with the last section. I will show you a method that I think is the best, and then I'll talk about another method that other people use if you're interested in going that specific route. But I'll tell you, the key to nanite farming, what I believe is the key to nanite farming, is pirate systems. And I'll just show you. We'll do a test, but basically the concept is, if you look at my teleporter here, I can't even warp to a pirate system from here, but I think I can from one of my bases. So let's head to the Earth base here. As you saw, if you're in a regular system, not a pirate system, and you try to use the teleporter at the space station or in your freighter, it'll say Access denied. I don't remember what it said, but it will tell you you cannot warp to a pirate system space station. They just won't allow you access, okay? If you go to your base on planet, now there's no restrictions. So the best way of farming nanites, you need probably 8 to 10 million units to do a loop of this method. The best way is going to pirate stations, pirate systems and those space stations, and buying up the suspicious arms and suspicious tech, and then opening those that give you technology upgrades and then selling those technology upgrades. Okay? You'll see what I mean. We're going to try one of those loops. I have about 10 pirate systems that I'll rotate through that I've been to. Let's actually count them. None here, none here. By the way, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but like the last space station in your list is the one that you visited the furthest back. That makes sense? This bulk caster upgrade. I visited all these other space stations before I visited this one. Like, this is the earliest. How do you say that? It's been the longest amount of time since I've visited this space station versus all the rest. So, anyway. Pirate station. I'm looking for the skull. Okay, here's where it starts. So I'm going to visit this one first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy up all the suspicious tech and suspicious arms, and then warp to the next pirate station and do the same. And do the same and do the same. And visit all of the pirate systems that I've ever been to, buying up all of their suspicious arms and suspicious tech. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pirate systems. Okay, let's warp to this one. I'm going to get my timer ready. Let's reset it. Okay. We're going to warp here. We're going to start. And this unit count, 9,563,000, yeah. Or, I'm sorry, 956,336,660. So we're going to do a quick count to see how much it costs at the end, how many units I spent. This is your guy, okay? This is the black market shipping and receiving. It's directly across from the teleporter, right in the back right corner of the space station. And you just go right to suspicious packet arms, buy all that he has, and the tech, buy all that he has. Okay. Back to the space station. The beauty of it is you won't be able to warp to any other space station except the pirate ones. Okay. Next one is Offentha. But your bases on planet are kind of neutral ground, so you can warp to any of your bases, and then from there you can warp to either regular star systems or pirate-controlled star systems. Alright, we're gonna buy arms and tech. And back to the portal. Space stations. Okay, this is the next one. Holland. See, I can't go to any of these. Clearance not granted, right? So, next one is Holland. If you do enough of these runs, then all the pirate systems in your space station list at the portal will kind of be clumped together like they are for me. Over to my black market guy. Arms. Tech. Back to the portal. And Toyokor Stellar Observatory. this is how it goes. This is actually much more efficient than the unit farming that I was doing. You'll see we get crazy amount of nanites from this simple thing. And there's ways to even maximize this, but I'm just doing speed. I'll explain in the next jump that I do. Monkar Prime is next. I'm not even sure what system we started at, but I'll probably recognize it when I see it. So, there's certain items that they sell that you can refine using a refiner for nanites. Of course, I don't see any of them here. Oh, larval cores. And living slime. Do refine down to nanites eventually. Living slime, I think, is the closest to nanites. But I think it's 5 living slime per nanite. Which, if you don't think that sounds like a good ratio, you're right. Painfully slow. Refining itself takes time, obviously. So, not my favorite. No, I don't think that's right, actually. Living slime to nanites. It's not 5 to 1. I don't know what it is, but I'm not sure that's right. The point is, refining takes time. And, I don't really want to spend the time. Arms and tech. Oop. So you get like 3 or 4 or 5 each of the arms and the tech. With each warp, with each visit. Okay, that's the next one. Alright, I'm coming up on 5 minutes. I timed this before, and it's usually about 7.5 minutes to visit all 10 stations. Again, this is infinitely expandable. You can have, I don't know, 20 pirate stations, 30, 100, whatever you want. Tech, arms. Funkazai, yep, that's next. I got maybe 3 or 4 more systems to hop to. I feel like 10's a nice even number, so that's why I stuck with 10 pirate systems. But you, again, do as many as you want. Second arms, perfect. And setup for this is almost self-explanatory. Literally, go to your Starship Hyperdrive, your galaxy map, or your freighter galaxy map, and then look for pirate systems with the skull, and then just visit it. And it will be, and then make sure you go to the space station, and it will be in your list of pirate systems. And then you have to just warp from your base in order to warp to a pirate system space station like I've done. That's it. That's all the setup you need. Alright, where am I at? 7 minutes. Not too bad. I got this one to go to, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the last one. This is number 10. So after you visit all your pirate stations, however many you have, 10, 20, 1,000, whatever. The only limitation is your inventory space, and I'll show you why in a minute. But even then, I haven't used much, and you'll see. Tech. Ooh, 8 tech. Oh, and arms right here. Alright, so now 7 minutes, 50 seconds in. This is the inventory impact. That's it, 3 slots. Now, as I open these, it will fill up my inventory with technology, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to warp to my Earth base. No. I'm going to warp to this SOS starter base, okay? Because it's got a space station. My SOS Earth base is in an uninhabited system, so there's no space station. Wow. Basically, what you want to do is get to a space station in regular star system, not a pirate star system, because you're going to want to sell all these technology upgrades that you open up. Alright, before I do that though, while I'm here, I'm going to do a couple quick calculations. I'm at 957. How do I have more units than when I started? Oh, because I made a sale at the end, so we won't count that. But I did an estimate earlier on. It's like 8 to 10 million units to complete those 10 pirate systems. But I am going to make note of my nanites. 86801 is where I'm at for nanites. Okay? And again, I want to make sure I'm at a space station. So I warped here to my base first. Where is my portal? Okay. And then from here, I can warp to anywhere. Any system at all. And just for convenience, I'm going to warp to the current space station for the system that I'm in. Make it easy. Still, my timer's running. I'm at 9 minutes, 45 seconds. Okay. I'm going to come over here to this side because this is where you can sell technology upgrades. And then all I'm going to do is use my X button to open these suspicious arms and suspicious packets. Okay? So I'll start here. Just opening up one at a time, and you get all these technology upgrades. This part alone might take you just as long as it took you to buy all of it. Make funny noises too. Alright, so I'm gonna skip real quick into the point where I've opened all of these. So, be right back. Alright, we're back. So I opened all of those, and periodically I've been moving the technology over to the starship. And sometimes you get these unique items, lost artifacts. I've been putting those in the starship too, because we're going to sell those. They give you some money back too, which is nice. Okay. So you'll open those. This is what this is all the technology I have so far. These lost artifacts will sell. These will sell as well for nanites. But occasionally you get these other 2 categories too. This is a recovered item, and this is a recovered item. One's a species record, one's a corroded prediction unit. I don't know, they have different names, but they have the same symbols, okay? These ones here that look like a arcade game from the 70s, I don't know. If you dismantle, it'll give you some element. In this case, it gave me some emerald. You saw my emerald box light up there. I'm going to do that again. Cadmium. Do it again. Cadmium again. Oh, one more. Ew. Rusted metal? I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm going to junk it. These other ones, however, give you nanites. Now, this is not any huge haul of nanites, but every little bit counts. So I marked this number, 86801, for nanites. So let's start opening these up. See, my nanite count is already going up. Okay. Oh, there's a few more. Okay, I only got, what, 600 nanites or whatever, so not a big deal. But all of these is where I'm going to make the most, okay? So let's go over here and sell all of our technology to this guy. Alright, I'm going to run through and sell all these. Now, I'm at 14 minutes, but I took some time like explaining everything for you folks. I did a test earlier, and it only took about 12 minutes. But now you can see I'm at 113,993. And I started at 86801, which is 27,192 nanites in about 15 minutes, not even. So let's just extrapolate that. Let's round up, even though I was talking through half of this, okay? We'll round up and say in 15 minutes I got 27,000 nanites. That's 108,000 nanites per hour. Okay? So, in terms of nanites, this is way more efficient than anything else in the game. You know, you could make an argument for units that there might be better methods like, you know, advanced material crafting or whatever. But for nanites, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than what we just did to get nanites. So, if you got a better idea, please leave a comment and let me know. I'd be very interested to hear about that. But, in my opinion, what we just did is the very best way. Plus, I got some money back, right? All those rare artifacts, we got some of our money back. Like I said, I did a calculation earlier. It was about 8 million to complete that loop of 10 pirate systems. So let's say you did 20 or 30. Then you're looking at 16 or 24 million. But that's one round of the trade routes that we talked about. And I end up with, you know, 27,000 for 10. And you can extrapolate that beyond that if you have more pirate systems unlocked. But yeah, that's how I get my nanites. That's how I get my units. It's that simple. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode, I promise we will do the last story mission, or what seems to be the last story mission. I know there's anticipation for that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Hope that helps you get units and nanites into the future. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave a like on the video if you found it helpful. And I will see you on the next episode of our No Man's Sky playthrough. I've been SOS. Thanks for watching. And yeah, hope you have a great day. Bye.